Well,
Hey, Crony! Hey, Catty! How y'all? You guys just feeling nice?
so I've never made a YouTube video like this before, but in the past month, every last brain cell that I have has been completely focused on this heated rivalry show. And so I feel like at this point, I'm basically obliged to make a YouTube video about it where I just talk. Because if I don't, then I think I'm going to
Girl, what the fuck is you talking about?
literally explode. So let's start from the beginning of the end, really, as to why this show ruined my fucking life. So let's take it back to the summer, midsummer and summer, when they announced this show. I seen it on social media, okay. And I'm not particularly excited. I don't really care, if I'm being frank. And then we jump to the beginning of October. They dropped the trailer. It's pretty mild. Okay, trailer's cool. Two hockey players, okay, and then they're kissing. So it's a little freaky. I always like a little freaky. Who doesn't love a little freaky? The trailer drops. I'm enjoying it. Okay, I'll watch the show when it comes out. Sure. Why not? Might as well. And then they had the nerve to drop that little teaser. The little sneak peek where they're in the gym. I have no choice but to be obsessed. So the week before Thanksgiving break, the sneak peek drops and people are starting to get wet. Me included, okay? So the first 2 episodes eventually come out Thanksgiving week, right? I'm sitting in the dark, in the quiet, at my parents' house, at home for Thanksgiving, celebrating the holiday season. The holiday season's just getting started, and I'm sitting in my room watching the first 2 episodes of this gay little show. And I mean, you know what? I watched the first 2 episodes, and I liked it, so I watched it again. Because what better way to introduce characters than to have them fully naked in the first 20 minutes? This is exactly what the people want to see. Out is the era of slow burn. We don't want that. Young hoes cook everything on high.
Young hoes cook everything on high.
Young hoes cook everything on high. We didn't want that fucking slow burn romance shit. We want to see the people fuck. Okay? And that's exactly what we got in these first 2 episodes. We got these 2 freaky fucks getting freaky and fucking. Thank you. Jacob Tierney, you know what? You did your big one with these first 2 episodes. At this point, everybody's talking about it. Have you seen that gay hockey show? Baby, yes. I have seen that gay hockey show. However, I will say that the pacing was a little weird because I'm having a hard time keeping up. I didn't read the book, so I don't know what I'm getting myself into. And all of a sudden, 2008, 2009, 2011, 2013, 2017, 2020. What the fuck? We're jumping, bitch. Time jump. Why in the first 2 episodes did we get through about 17 years? 13 billion trillion fucking years passing the first 2 episodes. Okay. You know what? I'm having a hard time keeping up. And also, I don't know anything about hockey. So when they talk about playoffs and these teams and draft and trading, baby, I don't know what that means. But I guess you don't really need to know what it means because at the end of the day, they're gonna get freaky and they're gonna fuck. Episode 2 ends on We Didn't Even Kiss. We didn't even kiss. Oh my god. We didn't even kiss. Ilya, if you don't go get your man, go get your man. That's just the first 2 episodes. They drop Thanksgiving weekend, and for some reason, I go back and I watch those episodes 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 more times. At this point, I'm foaming at the mouth. At this point, I'm obsessed. I'm waiting for episode 3 to drop because I need to know what happens after We Didn't Even Kiss. All that anticipation of waiting a week, come to find out episode 3 is about completely new characters, Scott and Kip. And you know what? Honestly, at first I was a little disappointed because I'm going to be real. I'm not going to hold you. I really just wanted to see Shane and Ilya on my screen. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine because, hey Robbie. Hey, Francois. Hey, guys. He wanted to turn that bitch into Rapunzel and lock him up in that little tower. All I'm gonna say is he wouldn't have to ask me. Kip walked out, but baby, I would have been real good in that penthouse. I'm not gonna hold you. If he told me to stay, I would have never left. Are you kidding me? He's got about 12 abs. He lives in a penthouse, and that money is very long. How could you say no? Beyond me, hey, I guess Kip's a better man than me. Because I would have sat my ass right back down. Huh? So as much as I really didn't enjoy the third episode as much as the first and the second, I did go back and I rewatched it. And then I rewatched all of the episodes again. And at this point, the obsession is getting bad. Because all I'm thinking about is next week. And I get fed up. So what do? What any other sensible person does. I read the book. But not the first book. I'm not reading Heated Rivalry. I'm going to read the second book. Because I'm telling myself, I don't want to spoil it. Why would I want to spoil it? I don't want to spoil it. So let me just read the second book. Let me read The Long Game. I read The Long Game just as... What happens after the season 1? We're not going to get a season 2. Let me just see what happens after season 1. I'm reading The Long Game. Wow. Really good book. I don't want to spoil it for you guys just in case you didn't read it, but wow. So what do I do after I finish it? I read the fucking first book. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. I said I didn't want to because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. Whatever. I fucking read it. And then I read the second one again immediately after. I read the first... I read the 2 books in a span of about 8 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. Mind you, I haven't picked up a physical book in years. The last time I was reading books at this speed was when I was doing my AR books in elementary school. When I was doing my AR books and I had to take my AR test after. This shit got me in a chokehold to the point where it got me reading books. Okay. At this point, what am I supposed to do? There are 7 days in a week that I'm supposed to wait before the next episode 4 drops. And I'm hoping that it goes back to Shane and Ilya because Scott and Kip, cute. Y'all had your little moment. But it's time for the big dogs to come back in. Before we get into episode 4, let's take a step back. Let's talk about, okay, because now it's getting hot. Now I'm getting hot thinking. About the fucking edits. Let's talk about all these little edits that all you little online people are making. Okay, first of all, where the fuck did y'all learn to do that? Where the fuck did y'all learn to make an edit? Who thought that? Who? Let's start with the stateside edit. I'm freezing outside. Are you kidding me? The words on the wall. And I look up at you. From the draft, they're looking up and down at each other. Y'all are a little too on the nose. How the fuck did y'all think of that? The Love Me edit? Love me.
Ilya Rozanov?
I had to rewatch it about 7 times, and there was a good... There was a good week in between episode 3 and episode 4 where I had to watch that edit just to go to sleep. Because I'm thinking about it. And specifically the Love Me edit where they put the words from the book as into the shape of the lyrics. Dude. And then the Man-Eater edit. The Man-Eater edit. What are y'all eating? What are y'all eating to get y'all creative juices flowing to the point where you can create something like this? Because, what? I thought the show was good and then y'all put a fucking song over it in a Velocity edit. What? I'm sick to my fucking stomach at this point. All of my social media is completely top down covered in Heated Rivalry. And if it's not Heated Rivalry, it's my Instagram being flooded with content about hockey, the NHL. I don't know anything about hockey, if I'm being real. I've got no clue. And at this point, it's all I'm getting on my Instagram TL. It's all I'm getting on my Twitter TL. It's all I'm getting on my For You page. I'm like this. I'm locked the fuck up. Release me. Release me. Because at this point, I'm trapped. And all I can do is think about Heated Rivalry. They dropped the episode image and description for episode 4. And I think I was literally foaming at the mouth. So, episode 4 was due to come out during my finals week. I have a prerequisite for a class that I'm taking, and at this point, if I don't pass this class, I have to do another year of school because they only offer this class once a year. And to make matters worse, all right, 50% of your grade is quiz, 50% of your grade is the final exam. At this point in the quarter, it's been rough. It's been a rough quarter. So now I gotta lock in for that final to pass the class because I need that.
Do you need that?
Despite knowing that I had to lock the fuck in, all I could do leading up to my finals week was think about Heated Rivalry. I already mentioned that I rewatched the show, not once, not twice, maybe 5-6 times. I mentioned that I reread the books, not once, not twice, maybe 3 times. And you know what? All of that time I should have been spending doing practice problems. I should have spent that time going over the textbook, the lecture notes, going over my exam. But no.
Nah.
Every waking moment, my brain, all I can think about is this fucking show. And so I take that final. I take my rocket propulsion final that I had a lot riding on. I walk out of that exam room with tears about to fall out of my eyes because of how poorly it went. I kid you not, I fully accepted defeat upon setting my pen down and handing my exam in to my professor. I fully accepted defeat. I was already starting to come to terms with, you know what, maybe another year's not so bad. Maybe another year's of college is not so bad. Baby, who's gonna pay for that? So at this point, I'm assuming the worst, but you know what? It's a Thursday night. My exam just ended at 8 p.m. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna hit the shit out of my Benjamin Button and I'm gonna watch my fucking show. Baby, my show is on. It's the only thing that really got me through not jumping off of the parking garage. So I'm watching episode 4. Are you watching episode 4? Because I don't think you're watching episode 4, baby. I'm watching episode 4. The tuna melt. We've been waiting for this one. We've been waiting for the fucking tuna melt. We've been waiting for the tuna melt. They did not have to do that. Because why am I giggling and kicking my feet? And yes. Tuna melt. Ginger ale. He got him that ginger ale. He didn't have to ask. He got her. And then they said their names. Their first names. What happens? Oh, God. Shane runs away. They don't see each other for a while. And then, not for nothing, am I the only one that thinks that Shane and Rose meeting was incredibly boring? I could have cared less because that's not what I'm here for. That's not what the fans want to see. That's literally what the fans don't want to see. The fans don't want to see either of them with a woman. The episode has the nerve to end on all the things she said. And then they went into the remix. And I couldn't help but feel like there was a pit in my stomach seeing Shane and Ilya looking into the camera the first time. Oh, I'm sick. Why are you looking at me? Why are you looking at me? What did I do? What did I do? And then somebody said that it was actually Shane imagining Ilya in his head because Ilya wasn't in his own room. He was in Shane's hotel room or something or whatever. And that he was imagining him while he was fucking Rose. And following the release of episode 4, we get, of course, a slurry of new edits. Who's fucking with the carnival edit? Go. That's how good she on. Or who's fucking with the carnival edit? Who's fucking with the Heather edit? Wish I were Heather. That's the song, baby. Heather, that's the song. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. The Party For You edit. I'm sick. The Party For You edit. I'm sick. The back and forth shots of them at the club. I'm sick. Anyways, post episode 4, they announced season 2, and I'm thinking, Hallelujah. Thank the Lord, because you know what? It deserves a season 2. I read the book. Chef's kiss. Did I think it was going to get a season 2? No. Smaller production from Canada. They already talked about how they didn't have much funding for the first season. Whatever. And then they said there was a season 2. My prayers have been answered. God is good. Every time. They announced season 2. They dropped episode 5 stills. Specifically where Shane is laying on the ice. Now, I've read the book, so of course. So Shane is on the ice. I knew it was going to happen. But seeing it... Somebody said, date me! Ilya, they can see us. What? My favorite scene of episode 5 has to be when Ilya goes to visit him in the hospital. And he's all high as fuck. Will you come to the cottage with me this summer? So can you come pick up your clothes? I have been folded. Just go. Just vote. Ilya, just vote. You know I can't do that. Just vote, girl, because after they drop those episode 5 stills, it's getting into the next week, and I find out that by the grace of God, I passed that exam. The one that I really thought I failed, I passed it. And I have never been happier. I am on cloud 9 because guess what? Not only did I pass that class, fuck rocket propulsion, I get to watch another episode of Heated Rivalry this week. Oh my God. So episode 5, let's get into episode 5. Episode 5, I wrote down in my notes. I'm like genuinely shaking typing this right now. Okay. This singular line right here is what made Svetlana become one of my top characters on this show. Ilya's dad dies, and they're at that dinner or whatever, and he fights with his brother. They're talking to each other, and Svetlana in Russian says, I hope Jay knows how lucky he is. Shut up. Let's just give a round of applause for the women in this show, because why are all of them smart as fuck and they know exactly what the fuck is going on? All of them. Rose, Svetlana, Elena. Yeah, they all know exactly what the fuck is going on and all of them have a little tragic little gay boy on their side. Yep. We all know episode 5 ends on I'm coming to the cottage. Baby, can I come too? Don't do that. But before that, the catalyst for Ilya coming to the cottage, Scott and Kip. Scott wins that Stanley Cup, and he tells Kip to come to the ice because he sees all of his teammates and all of their families being congratulated and embracing their loved ones because they just won the cup. And Scott want his man, so he say, bring that ass. And was anyone else pissed off at the fact that Kip was taking about 15 years to get down those stairs? If you don't put some pep in your step and go get your man. And then he had the nerve to talk about, you don't have to do this. Baby, he's already got you on the ice. He's made up his mind. Just lock in. But the whole time Kip is walking down those stairs in the bleachers, my heart is racing. I already know what happens, and for some reason, I'm having a bodily reaction. No, I don't think you get it. I'm having a bodily reaction. My heart is racing like I didn't know what was about to happen. Like I didn't know he was about to pull him onto the ice and kiss him in front of the TV. That shit, that has changed my life. Episode 5 really, really, really did it for me. I've popped many a bean in my time, and none of them have ever made me feel the way that I felt after watching the emotional roller coaster that was episode 5. Jacob Tierney, somebody better get you your flowers because that's crazy. At this point, it's winter break. I'm in winter break and my sleep schedule is fucked up. I'm staying awake into the wee hours of the night consuming Heated Rivalry content. I'm not talking about 2, 3, 4 a.m. I'm talking about 6, 7. 6, 7 in the morning that I'm up watching edits. And at this point, I've discovered AO3. I've never been one for the fanfics. I'm more of I'll watch the movie, I'll watch the TV show for what it is. I'm a newbie to this AO3 thing, and for some reason, I find myself staying up until 6, 7, 8 a.m. reading these stupid little one-offs or alternate universes or this scene, but from this character's point of view. And you know what? I can't get enough. This show has single-handedly brought me back to reading. Let's bring back reading, because I don't know how many times I've gone through the heated rivalry tag just looking for something new. All my waking hours I spend thinking about, I wish somebody could write this. And the worst part is, I still don't even have an account. I applied or whatever for an invitation link. Still haven't got in. When I applied, it said 100,000 people are ahead of you, and we're only sending out 4,500 invitations every 12 hours. Bitch, you better give me mine right fucking now. I'm not playing. Do I have to pay for this? Because I want to read my fucking... I want to leave a comment, bitch. I want to leave a fucking comment. I need to tell these people that they're doing God's work. I need to tell these people that they're literally doing the work of the Lord. And I can't. Because I don't have an account. I haven't gotten an invitation. Give me the fucking invitation. Give me the fucking invitation. I need to tell people that they're doing a really good job writing these stories. Episode 5 drops. I'm reading fanfics into the morning, early morning. And then I take a break and I'm scrolling through TikTok, and damn, y'all work quick. Damn, y'all work quick. That episode just dropped. And y'all got edits coming up. Futile devices. The futile devices edit.
Don't marry Solana. Just don't.
The futile devices edit. Call Me By Your Name might be one of the only other pieces of television or cinema that has actually brought me to tears. And then they wanted to add a heated rivalry to the fucking futile devices song. So y'all want me to just end it. Y'all just want me to just... It's concerning, the amount of saved edits I have on TikTok. It's concerning, really. It's, at this point, in the hundreds. It's in the hundreds. I have hundreds of saved edits, okay? And I'm not ashamed. Around this time, everybody's talking about Marty Supreme Christmas Day, Marty Supreme Christmas Day. I don't give a fuck about Christmas Day. I don't give a fuck about Marty Supreme. Is it bad that I don't give a fuck about Christmas? Because all I want to do is watch fucking Heated Rivalry that drops on fucking Christmas at 9 p.m. because I live in California. Fuck Christmas. I'm not excited for Christmas. I'm not in the holiday spirit this year. I'm in the hockey spirit, okay? I want to watch Heated Rivalry on Christmas Day. I don't want any gifts. I don't want Marty Supreme. I want the cottage. It's Christmas. I'm back at my parents' house again, just like in the first week. It was Thanksgiving, back at my parents' house for Thanksgiving break. It's Christmas time. It's Christmas week. I'm back at my parents' house. I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with them, but at the same time, I cannot help but be in my room and consuming Heated Rivalry content to the point where it's like, okay, family party on Christmas Day. Very, very fun, very, very fun. It's 9 p.m. I have to go lock myself in my room, turn off all the lights, put my noise-canceling headphones on, and stare at my screen while I hit my Benjamin because I need to see this cottage. And you know what? Episode 6, it did feel like... It felt like it was about 5 minutes long. When they finally said, I love you... No! Just wrap it up. Wrap it up. When David found them... When David did the mannequin challenge in the kitchen, watching those two little gay boys kiss, and he turned around and got in this Jeep. When Ilya was awoken in the middle of the night by Shane so they could talk about their plan. And then Ilya proceeds to start crying, and then he says, I love you. Mommy. I mean, I knew he was going to say it, but why am I tearing up? Oh my God, they love each other. Oh my God, this is groundbreaking. This is... Episode towards the end of the episode, we have Shane and Ilya meeting Shane's parents, Shane coming out, dramatic, very sweet, very tender, and then Ilya calls Shane his boyfriend. Okay, y'all. Whatever. I'm not jealous. I'm not jealous that he said he was his boyfriend. I'm not. I don't care at all. After that, after the meeting with the parents, everything goes well, I guess. And then the ending credits. Where they're just in the car together. I have never been more sad for a closing credits sequence in my life. I watched that shit to the very end. Thank fucking God for Jacob Tierney, because he really did his big one on this show, and he needs to start doing season 2 now. Some of the edits following episode 6. Back on your sofa. Oh, wow. We need to start doing a yearly awards ceremony for the best edits. Because at this point, The edits have proven to be a whole another level of marketing that the industry has not seen before. I want to go over some of my final thoughts here. There was not enough D.
Huh?
Okay? How come every show that's a little bit raunchy, mature, and freaky, they always have the girls with the tits out? Where's the D? Can we show the D? We didn't get one glimpse of the D besides that picture that Ilya texted Shade. Girl, where's the D? Where's the D? Also, Hayden and Svetlana are two of my favorite characters, I have to say. I think Hayden's funny and he's very cute. And I'm excited to see him in season 2. And Svetlana is also one of my favorites because she's bad as fuck. Not gonna lie, she's bad as fuck. And you know what? She deserves that top spot. Seriously. So I really think that this show unlocks something in us. We see each other. This show unlocks something in us and has made us realize the kind of television and media that we want, right? We don't want the slow burn anymore. And I said this earlier. We don't want the slow burn anymore. Young hoes cook everything on a high. We want fast, fucking freaky. Now. Okay? And Jacob Tierney, I guess he got that. Rachel Reed, you know what you were doing, girl. Now, as much as I want more Shane and Ilya, after reading the second book, I just really don't want them to, season 2, wonderful, great. We're going to get the long game. I love it. But I really just don't want Rachel Reed or Jacob Tierney to try and keep the show going after that if it's kind of coming to an end. The last thing I want to see is them trying to drag out this show because it's never going to be good if they just keep trying to drag it out. You know what? If their story is over after season 2, then let's just leave it at that. Let's just be thankful. Let's just be thankful that we got the 2 seasons and that their story ends on a good note because God forbid they release a 3rd season and it's Buns McGee and it's Ass Gigolo. Nobody wants a fucking bummy season 3. Nobody wants a continuation of the story that doesn't make sense or that's very clearly just a cash grab or whatever. Please don't do that. Please. I will say that I think I got a lot out of the show because I read the books. That's one thing that the books did a lot better job of doing was portraying the internal monologue of the characters that we really don't get to see in the actual show. It's a lot of facial expressions. It's a lot of, body language. But in the book, it's very laid out and very clear what every character is thinking in different moments. So I will say that if you haven't read the books, hey, you need to tap in because there's a lot of stuff in there that they kind of skip over in the show too, I'm assuming as a part of time or filming or budget restrictions. 6 episodes, it's pretty short, but they did get through a majority of the story. There was some parts that they skip over that I would have liked to see. For instance, Shane's cottage being a lot more massive with the dock and with the hockey rink, practice rink, whatever. So it's a little bit different that way, but I feel like, you know what? Still good. That's kind of the end of my thoughts here on this show. So if this video does well, I don't know, maybe we'll do another recap video of my thoughts for season 2. But until then, I just want to know when the fuck am I gonna be freed from the shackles of this show? The show is over, and I don't really know how to cope. If I'm being honest, I don't really know what to do with myself. It's been 3 days. And I still don't know how to cope with the show being over. What do you mean? What do you mean there's no plane? There is no plane. What do you mean? What do you mean there's no plane? What do you mean there's no new episode this week? What am I supposed to do with myself? Okay, Jacob Tierney, you need to get on season 2 because I don't know how much longer I can last without another episode of Heated Rivalry. I am in shackles. This fandom is a prison. Release me. Release me. Anyways, so I think that's pretty much my thoughts. This show has literally ruined my life. I can't remember the last time a show or a movie made me fucking feel like this because all I can do is think about Heated Rivalry. All I want to do is read Heated Rivalry. All I want to do is watch Heated Rivalry. All I want to do is watch TikTok edits of Heated Rivalry. All I want to do is stalk the Heated Rivalry updates page on Instagram because they always post in everybody's... How are y'all so on top of that? You know what? We're getting off track here. Thanks for watching. Maybe I'll see you again when season 2 comes out. Or maybe I won't.